10 types of people we shouldn't help. In life, we are often taught that helping others is a noble act, a sign of compassion and kindness. However, have you ever felt drained trying to help someone who never seems to change or even takes advantage of your kindness? Imagine this: you're standing on a sinking boat. You throw a life preserver to someone, but they refuse to grab it, only complaining about the cold water. Helping others doesn't always lead to positive results. Sometimes uncontrolled kindness can leave you emotionally and mentally exhausted. Stoic philosophy teaches us that not everyone deserves your help. True compassion involves knowing when to let go, protecting your energy and mental well-being. In today's video, Stoic Self will share 10 types of people you shouldn't help, along with profound lessons from Stoic philosophy. Stay tuned to the end because the 10th point might completely change your view on kindness and personal responsibility. Let's explore these lessons to live a wiser, more peaceful, and resilient life. 1. The unchangeable person. Have you ever felt like you were trying to pull someone out of a pit, but they clung to it, refusing every opportunity for change? This is the unchangeable person, those who, no matter how many opportunities and advice they receive, refuse to take action and remain stuck in their old patterns. Imagine being on a sinking boat in the middle of the ocean. You throw someone a life preserver, but instead of grabbing it, they just sit there complaining about the cold water, the strong wind, and how the boat is sinking due to circumstances. They refuse to act or take responsibility for their life and let the waves carry them away. The unchangeable person is often trapped in their comfort zone. They feel safer complaining than facing reality and taking action. No matter how clearly you show them the path, they won't take it. This isn't a failure of your ability to help but a reflection of their refusal to change. According to Stoic philosophy, compassion must be paired with wisdom. Epictetus said, "What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it." The unchangeable person doesn't lack opportunities but the will to act. So, what should you do when dealing with this type of person? Set clear boundaries. Kindness isn't forcing someone to change when they aren't ready. Don't exhaust yourself trying to help someone who refuses to act. Listen, but don't get emotionally entangled in their struggles. Encourage them with thought-provoking questions instead of imposing solutions. Focus on yourself, as you cannot row the boat for them. Helping doesn't mean forcing someone to change. Sometimes, letting go is the only way to help someone learn life's lessons on their own. 2. The manipulator. Have you ever been in a situation where someone made you feel guilty for refusing to help them? Manipulators are masters at exploiting your compassion for personal gain. They don't genuinely need help, they just want to use you. Imagine you're a flashlight in the dark. The manipulator keeps waving, asking for your light. But instead of seeking their own source of light, they want you to keep shining for them forever without ever learning to stand on their own. Manipulators often create emotional stories, painting themselves as victims in every situation. They skillfully use phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you would help. Right? Without you, I can't do anything." When you help them, instead of gratitude, they keep demanding more, draining you emotionally and mentally. They prey on your natural compassion, making you feel responsible for their issues, even when they don't deserve it. Stoic philosophy reminds us that compassion doesn't mean sacrificing yourself to please others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not let others control your life simply because you feel responsible for them." How to identify a manipulator. Always plays the victim. They constantly share long stories about their struggles without taking steps to improve. Uses guilt when you refuse to help. They make you feel like a heartless person. Endless demands, no matter how much you've helped. They keep asking for more. How to deal with a manipulator. Set clear boundaries, be upfront about your limits. Say no firmly, you don't need to justify yourself. Focus on your own value, remember that your kindness is precious and shouldn't be exploited. Helping is a noble virtue. But helping the wrong people can drain your energy and erode your faith in kindness. Manipulators don't seek real change, they just want to control your compassion for personal gain. 3. The perpetual victim. Have you ever met someone whose stories always revolve around life's hardships and injustices? Every failure, pain, or issue they face is always caused by others. Circumstances or fate being unfair. These individuals are perfect at playing the victim. Drowning in complaints and seeking pity rather than real solutions. Imagine someone standing in a river, calling for help. Yet they could easily swim to shore themselves. Instead of trying, they keep blaming the current. The people on the shore for being too slow. And the cold water for being unbearable. When you reach out, they grab your hand but have no intention of climbing out, they just want you to bear the weight of their helplessness. Perpetual victims avoid personal accountability. Admitting their mistakes feels unbearable. So blaming others or circumstances becomes a safe way to avoid facing reality. This creates a toxic comfort zone where they don't have to try but still receive sympathy. The problem is, when you constantly help perpetual victims, you unknowingly enable their helplessness. They don't seek solutions, they only want validation for their misery. This drains your energy while keeping them trapped in their narrative of suffering. So how do you deal with this type of person? Realize that no one can help someone who isn't ready to help themselves. Avoid taking on the role of their rescuer. Encourage personal accountability with questions like, what steps can you take to change this? Focus on solutions, not their endless problems. Limit emotional involvement, empathy is important. But don't let it exhaust you. As Marcus Aurelius once said, your life is shaped by your thoughts. If you wish to change, start from within. A perpetual victim can only change when they decide to let go of their old story and take control of their life. If they refuse, you have the right to step back and protect your mental health and well-being. 4. The narcissist, when ego overshadows genuine needs. Have you ever met someone who makes every conversation about themselves? No matter what the topic is, they always manage to steer it back to their achievements, feelings, or experiences. These are narcissists, people who see themselves as the center of the universe and constantly crave admiration to sustain their self-worth. Narcissists don't truly seek help or solutions. What they want is attention and validation. Even when they seem to ask for support. Their primary goal isn't to grow or improve but to maintain their self-importance in others' eyes. Imagine you're sharing a challenge you're facing at work. But within seconds, the conversation shifts completely. Oh, I've been through that before. But you know what? My situation was even tougher. Back then, I did this and that, and guess what? I got so much praise for how I handled it. This is a clear sign of a narcissist. They need to be the star of the story, even when it has nothing to do with them. And if you stop giving them attention, they might react with anger, sulking, or even cutting you off. Why are narcissists dangerous? The core issue is that they don't truly need help, they are seeking recognition and admiration, they crave praise rather than genuine self-improvement. Control over others, by drawing attention. They monopolize your emotions and time. Avoiding accountability, instead of acknowledging mistakes. They often shift the blame to others or circumstances. The danger lies in how your energy gets wasted. When you help a narcissist, They don't use the support to change but to further fuel their self-importance. How to deal with a narcissist. Set clear boundaries, don't let them control the entire conversation and your emotions. Focus on facts, not emotions. Gently redirect conversations back to reality if they become self-centered. Avoid flattery, they may praise you to maintain influence. But stay grounded. Limit contact, if interactions leave you drained. Consider reducing your time spent with them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Keep your mind calm, don't let others control your emotions." Helping a narcissist can be emotionally draining and unproductive. They rarely seek genuine change and may use your kindness as a tool to boost their ego. True kindness isn't about giving endlessly but knowing when to stop to protect yourself. 5. The time waster. Time is the most valuable resource we have because once it's gone, it can never be reclaimed. Yet, some people seem to have no regard for it, either their own or yours. A time waster is someone who always arrives late, tells endless stories without purpose, or constantly interrupts you when you're busy. They treat your schedule like a free resource, assuming they can claim your time without asking for permission. Imagine you have a peaceful afternoon planned to focus on your work. Suddenly, a friend calls, not to discuss anything important but to vent about trivial matters, taking up hours of your valuable time. Time wasters don't always have bad intentions. Sometimes, they're simply unaware of the impact their behavior has. But the result is the same, your time is wasted. Time is life itself. When someone constantly disrespects your time, they are essentially disrespecting your life. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not that we have too little time, but that we waste too much of it." Time wasters can make you feel distracted from your important goals, mentally drained due to pointless conversations, stuck in a cycle of wasted time without clear purpose. How to deal with time wasters. Recognize the value of your time, ask yourself, is this helping me move closer to my goals? Set clear boundaries, if someone constantly interrupts you, say firmly, "I appreciate this conversation, but I'm currently busy. Can we catch up once I finish this task?" Don't feel guilty, protecting your time isn't selfish, it's self-respect. Limit interaction, if they don't adjust their behavior. Consider minimizing contact. Your time is precious, don't let anyone turn it into sand. 6. The non-listener. A non-listener is the kind of person who makes you feel like you're talking to a brick wall. They nod, appear to understand when you try to share or offer help. But moments later, all your advice seems to vanish into thin air. Imagine you have a friend struggling with work issues. You spend hours listening, analyzing the situation, and offering practical advice. But a few weeks later, you discover they haven't applied any of your suggestions and continue making the same mistakes. Non-listeners can be divided into two types. Those who pretend to listen just to seek empathy. Those who believe they already know everything and don't need genuine guidance. Signs of a non-listener. Repeatedly discussing the same problems with no progress. Ignoring advice while continuing to seek attention. Frequently saying, "I know already," but never taking action. Non-listeners don't genuinely want change. They crave the feeling of being heard rather than finding actual solutions. Why helping a non-listener wastes your energy? Your energy and advice are limited. Continuously helping someone who ignores your guidance can leave you feeling powerless and discouraged. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Words have no value if the listener is unwilling to change." How to deal with a non-listener. 1. Ask reflective questions instead of giving direct advice. Instead of saying, "You should do A, B, and C," try asking, what do you think you could do to solve this situation? This approach encourages self-reflection rather than waiting for you to give them a ready-made solution. 2. Stop repeating unnecessary advice. If they don't listen, allow them to face the consequences of their choices. Sometimes, painful experiences teach the best lessons. 3. Focus on people who are willing to listen. Don't let one non-listener make you lose faith in helping others. Remember, advice is valuable only when the recipient is ready to listen. A non-listener doesn't need a solution, they seek attention. Your role is not to be their emotional sponge. Value your words and energy. Sometimes, staying silent and letting them face reality is the greatest help you can offer. 7. The drama addict. Do you know someone who seems to live in a never-ending soap opera, where even the smallest issues are exaggerated as if the world is ending? Every conversation feels like watching a dramatic movie, with them as the main character and you as the unwilling audience. Drama addicts have a habit of inflating problems and turning every aspect of their life into a major crisis. Minor misunderstandings become betrayal and simple conflicts become irreparable trust issues. Imagine you're having coffee with a friend. You ask, "How's work lately?" They respond dramatically, "My boss gave me some feedback, but it felt like a personal attack. No one values my efforts. I should just quit." Everything, no matter how small, seems like a disaster to them. The danger is that you can get sucked into their whirlwind of negative emotions, feeling responsible for comforting, fixing, and protecting them. Why do drama addicts behave this way? Fear of being ignored. Drama brings attention. Emotional emptiness. Exaggerating emotions can be a coping mechanism. Lack of coping skills. They may not know how to process challenges rationally. Consequences of helping drama addicts. Emotional exhaustion. Constantly listening to exaggerated issues can leave you mentally drained. Reinforces negative behavior. The more you listen, the more they believe. Drama brings attention. Obscures real issues, instead of focusing on solutions. They stay trapped in emotional storytelling. How to deal with drama addicts. 1. Limit listening time. Don't let them monopolize your time with endless emotional storytelling. Redirect the conversation back to reality. 2. Stay emotionally detached. Avoid getting caught up in their feelings. Ask questions like, "What exactly do you want to do to improve this situation?" 3. Set emotional boundaries. You are not responsible for soothing every emotional outburst. 4. Encourage rational thinking. Gently shift the focus from emotions to practical solutions. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Uncontrolled emotions are the greatest enemy of reason." Remember, you cannot control how others feel, but you can control how you respond. 8. The ungrateful person. An ungrateful person receives your help as if it were their right, without showing any gratitude or appreciation. They take your kindness for granted and often demand even more instead of valuing what they have already received. Imagine helping a friend finish a last-minute project. After spending hours assisting them, instead of a simple thank you, they respond, "Next time, try to finish faster. That took longer than expected, didn't it?" Not only are they ungrateful, but they might even be critical, minimizing your efforts. The ungrateful person's mentality. They aren't unaware of gratitude, they are simply accustomed to receiving without giving back. To them, help is a privilege they deserve, not a favor. The consequences of helping an ungrateful person. Emotional exhaustion. Giving without appreciation can drain your mental energy. Decreased self-worth. Constantly giving without recognition can make you feel undervalued. Encourages selfishness, if unchallenged. They will continue to take without gratitude. Why do we still help ungrateful people? Our natural compassion drives us to do good, even when the recipient doesn't deserve it. However, Marcus Aurelius reminds us: do not offer what is valuable to those who do not appreciate it. How to handle ungrateful people. 1. Recognize the signs early. If someone shows entitlement instead of gratitude, be cautious. 2. Set boundaries. Clarify that your help is a choice, not an obligation. 3. Don't expect change. Some people will never change. Don't waste time waiting for gratitude. 4. Focus on the grateful ones. Spend your energy on those who truly value and appreciate your kindness. Seneca once said, "A wise person does not offer kindness to the undeserving. For that is not kindness but waste." Kindness is a gift, not an obligation. Don't waste it on those who fail to appreciate its value. 9. The dependent person. A dependent person cannot or refuses to stand on their own feet. They constantly rely on others to solve their problems. From minor decisions to major life choices. Being around such people can feel like carrying their entire life on your shoulders. Imagine a friend who always asks you to choose what they should eat, where, or even make career decisions. They aren't incapable but have become accustomed to relying on others. The dangers of a dependent person. Drains your energy, constantly solving their problems consumes your time. Prevents growth, helping too much reinforces their lack of self-reliance. Creates emotional burden, you become their default problem solver. How to handle a dependent person. 1. Guide. Don't do it for them. Teach them how to solve their problems rather than doing it yourself. What do you think would be the best solution here? 2. Set clear boundaries. Make it clear that you can't be their constant problem solver. 3. Encourage independence. Ask reflective questions. What would you do if I wasn't here? 4. Release guilt. If they refuse to grow, it's not your responsibility. Remember, true happiness comes from mastering yourself, not depending on others. Marcus Aurelius. Helping others is noble, but not everyone deserves your energy. Choose wisely. 10. The reality denier. A reality denier is someone who lives in delusion, refusing to face obvious truths even when presented with clear evidence. They often deceive themselves about their abilities, achievements, or even serious mistakes they've made. Imagine having a relative who constantly faces financial problems. Despite your repeated advice on better money management, they continue to spend recklessly, ignoring all warnings. When they fall into debt, instead of acknowledging their mistakes, they blame circumstances, society, or others around them. Common traits of a reality denier. Avoiding accountability, they consistently blame external factors rather than admitting personal mistakes. Creating false narratives, they distort facts to justify their behavior or hide failures. Reacting defensively, when confronted with the truth, they may respond aggressively, even attacking others to defend their delusions. Why helping a reality denier is pointless. You can't change someone who refuses to accept reality. Trying to change their mindset is often a losing battle if they reject facts. It drains your energy. Attempting to persuade them can leave you emotionally exhausted, as they aren't genuinely seeking solutions. Negative reactions, pointing out the truth can often backfire, making them more defensive and damaging relationships further. Stoic philosophy teaches us that truth is objective, but how people receive it depends entirely on their mindset. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You cannot force someone to see the light if they keep their eyes tightly shut." How to deal with a reality denier. 1. Accept that you can't change their thinking. Don't waste your energy trying to persuade someone who refuses to accept the truth. 2. Avoid arguments. Trying to prove you're right only strengthens their resistance. 3. Focus on actions. Not words. Sometimes harsh reality is the only effective teacher. Let life be their guide instead of your words. 4. Limit your involvement. If their denial isn't directly harming you, step back and let them face the consequences of their choices. A reality denier can leave you feeling helpless and frustrated because they refuse to confront their issues. But remember, you can't save someone who refuses to be saved. Protect your mental energy and focus your help on those genuinely ready to embrace the truth. As Epictetus wisely taught, change what you can control and accept what lies beyond your power. Dear friends, helping others is a noble act. But not everyone deserves your kindness. Some people only want to take without appreciation, seeking comfort without genuine willingness to change. Kindness is not an obligation. If you continue to help those who don't appreciate it, you are wasting your time, energy, and inner peace. Remember, help the right people, those who are ready to change and value your support. Set boundaries. Kindness has limits. And you have the right to say no. Don't feel guilty. Refusing to help those who exploit your kindness isn't heartless, it's self-preservation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not waste your life trying to please those who are unworthy. Be kind, but not naive." Wise kindness is about helping at the right time, with the right people, for the right reasons.